plaintiff, Brian LaCroix, says a month after he started dating the defendant, they moved in together. And a couple of months later, he proposed. Brian claims they started having issues over the defendant's ex-boyfriend, and they eventually broke up. He's suing his ex today for the value of an engagement ring and unpaid loans. Defendant Micah Barrera says she believes Brian could be a good guy if he didn't have a drinking problem. Micah claims Brian assaulted her twice while under the influence, and on one occasion he choked her. Micah's countersuing for harassment and bail money.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I met the defendant in 2008. We started dating in September. Within a couple days or a few days, just things were really clicking and we were really into each other. And within maybe 2 or 3 weeks, we were in love. By the end of that month, we moved in with each other, or I moved in with her. We had, same place together. And during that time, we had some issues as far as her ex-boyfriend, who's the father of her youngest child.
Did you know before moving in that there were issues?
Yes.
With the father?
Yes.
Okay. What was your plan?
I guess I was just maybe hoping that it would go away.
You were hoping that it would go away?
There weren't any issues.
Okay, so you walked into a situation that you knew would be problematic, and your attitude was, well, I hope it goes away.
In hindsight, yeah, it seems foolish, but at the time. A couple months later, I proposed to her on my birthday, just after midnight, and I think maybe just a few weeks later, her and I got in an argument where she locked me out of the apartment.
Why?
Just, she's kind of a vindictive person.
Did you know that before you moved in and proposed to her within 3 months?
Yeah.
You knew she was vindictive?
Yeah.
Let me give you a little insight.
Yeah.
When you're with a woman that's vindictive, and she already has problems that you're going to have to share, you might want to wait a little longer than 3 months, because that'll help prevent you from being kicked out.
Well, the day after that event where she locked me out, I climbed back in through the bedroom window.
That's what I would have done. Go ahead.
Well, after that happened, she slapped me.
On the way in the window?
No. After I came back in.
Go ahead. It's not funny. I'm sure you feel bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, she slapped me, punched me, kicked me, and she was standing up against the edge of the bed, and so I just kind of grabbed her and said,
Did you know she had that kind of temper?
Yeah. Well, not as far as being that physical.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
you didn't know she was physically violent.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. The reason I keep reiterating this is because I think you need to know, and folks viewing need to know, that you don't know enough about a person within 3 months.
Yeah.
You just don't.
I agree.
All right, people can be on medication, and then 3 months later they run out. I'm just saying.
Defendant Micah Barrera was engaged to the plaintiff, and she claims he assaulted her twice while intoxicated.
She assaulted you physically. Go ahead. When was that, approximately?
That was in December of 2008.
Okay.
There was no assault.
Did you get back together after 08?
Yeah, we stayed together.
All right. When did you last break up?
I guess, I moved out in April of 2009.
Why?
Just because of the whole fighting and everything.
Go ahead, give me your side.
First of all, I want to start off by saying that I truly believe Brian is a good guy, or could be a good guy, if he didn't have a drinking problem. While we were together, it was a morning, noon, and night consistent drinking.
You didn't know that before moving in with him?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not. He
How about 3 months later when you agreed to marry him? Did you know he was a drunk by then?
It gradually got worse through the relationship. I mean, we met,
he was
got
half
engaged.
A drunk when you accepted the proposal.
Right off the bat, I did not know that there was a problem with alcohol. Okay. I did before I got engaged to him, I did know that it was an issue. I noticed it was an issue. I'll put it that way. There were a couple of assaults that did happen, and it was him. He'd been drinking. There was one in particular that he had spoken about where I did get restrained and pushed up against a wall. He would not let me leave the bedroom to get out. We had gotten into an argument. I can't.
Just let me ask, how many times did he initiate the assault?
Twice.
Okay, how about you?
There was none. And
anything else you want to tell me about the relationship in terms of how it was terminated?
It was due to alcohol. I gave him many chances afterwards. It was the last assault, the second one that happened where I actually got choked, that I decided, obviously, I was going to end the relationship.
When was that?
This was, it's April of 2009.
Like you said, that's when you all broke up. Okay, let's get to the engagement ring you're suing for, the television and unpaid loans.
Well, during that time we were together, I loaned her money. She needed money for, I guess bills or.
When?
Oh, well, I mean, there was so many that I would just, anytime.
You have to be specific. If not, I can't give you a judgment for something you speculate.
Well, I actually have text messages that.
Good. About the loans.
Yeah.
All right, good.
This is after we bought the.
Why don't you read the text
TV.
messages regarding the loans?
One, it says, does that mean you're going to keep and pay for TV? Her response is, don't know about that yet.
No, we're talking about the loans.
Well, that's how she paid me back for the loan, is by paying for the TV.
Okay, so then we can strike one. You can't sue for the loan if she's paying for it through a TV. That's double dipping. Engagement ring?
You need a receipt? I have a receipt.
All right, you want your engagement ring back and you asked for it, and what did she say?
Well, we had like a verbal agreement that she would give it back whenever she came and got her stuff.
Okay, ma'am?
I don't feel that I owe the engagement ring, simply because Brian's behavior and the alcohol issues is what ended our relationship.
Engagement rings are, by law, conditional gifts, and meaning that the condition is that you get married. And if you don't get married, then you have to give him his ring back. And the television, sir?
We went to Walmart and we found the one we wanted, the one we thought we would like.
Okay.
And she just said, well, I'll just go ahead and use my card because I already owe you so much money. We'll just deduct.
Gotcha. Did you do that?
No.
All right. Can you prove it? You got that text?
Where is it?
All right. Your counterclaim for emotional distress and bail money.
Correct.
How so?
I bailed him out of jail for the DWI he got arrested for. That was the assault.
How much did you pay?
It was about $320.
When?
It was April 10th.
Were you
I
all
have the
engaged?
receipt. April 10th of 2009.
Were you engaged?
Not at that time. We
When
had
did you
broken
break
up
up the engagement?
a couple days prior.
All right. So you'd broken up with him.
Correct.
He had assaulted you, but yet you felt you should get him out.
Well, I had several phone calls from him from jail, blowing up my phone, begging me to come get him out because he didn't have,
All right.
his parents wouldn't do
And
it.
the emotional distress is for the physical assault.
Yes, sir.
Did you agree to pay her for the bond?
And I did. I have a bank statement showing that.
Oh, okay. Let's see it.
2 days after I got out of jail.
All right. Ma'am, is that true?
No.
He didn't repay you. When did he get out?
He got out on the 10th, I believe.
April 10th. Were you with him that day?
No.
All right. When
I
was
did
he
it
to
all over
repay
the
you?
phone.
Pardon me?
I did all the bail and everything was over the phone.
When was he to repay you?
When he got around to doing it, really. I
Pardon
mean,
me?
within a few days.
Ma'am, your testimony is too inconsistent for me.
The defendant, Micah Barrera, was engaged to the plaintiff, and she claims he assaulted her twice while intoxicated.
All right. Do you find anything else about the television?
Says, if you don't want to work out a deal for the TV, then I need to know sometime soon how and when you're going to pay me $770. She responds, I will when I can. I was going to give you half of my half for the couches and whatever.
Let's see the part that says couches.
which
Ma'am?
The couches he's speaking of, he told me several times were mine to keep.
But did you tell him you would deduct the television?
I told him a lot of
Regarding you told him a lot of things?
anything I could to get him
All
to
right,
leave
I'll
me
grant
alone.
you your judgment, sir. She told you that. She admits, and she says she told you a lot of things. Well, you just can't tell people things and then take it back. What do you have, sir?
another text.
All right. Another text saying what?
She'll pay me everything she owes me.
Yep. All right. And so I'll grant you the engagement ring and let you have it today.
Nope.
All right. With regard to your claim, ma'am, I'm going to grant you $2,000 for the emotional distress for the assaults. I'm not going to grant you the bail money. All right. Judgment for the defendant, $2,000. Judgment for the plaintiff,
$2,088.
one more time. Judgment for the defendant is $2,000.
Yeah, got it.
Judgment for the plaintiff is $2,393.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So if you subtract, you'll come up with what I have come up with without a calculator. Sir, you're owed a total of $393. Doing that math. Have a good day.